So I am going to continue. This is part 3 of the wedding day photography workshop. So getting ready shots are great because they tell the story of the day. Both of the images, oh, you can't see it all. Well, let me see. I'm going to try to back this up. There we go. Okay, so now you can see it. Oh, no, it went to the next one, unfortunately. Let's see if I go back to this one. Sorry. It is not gonna... Here we go. That's where I need to be. So, sorry about that. And I don't know how to get it to... Okay. So both images were shot in aperture priority, which caused the shutter speed to slow down to 1/40th of a second. I personally do not have a steady hand, so if it had been me, these pictures would have been much worse. Another thing that I'm seeing when I look at these pictures is the messiness around the subjects. It's distracting. You only have a couple of options. You can move the subjects. Move yourself, get higher, lower, left, or right in order to remove as much clutter from your frame as possible, or clean it up before you shoot it. Feel free to ask the subjects to move to the left or right if you aren't able to angle yourself to get the shots you need. They won't mind. You can kindly ask if you'll just move, I'm just going to move this out of the way for a minute. Most of the time they'll help you clean up an area. So as just a general rule, the shutter speed shouldn't be below 1/150th, if at all possible. Really, it's just too slow for most people to shoot handheld. So let me see if I can switch this back again and go to the next slide. Okay, so I suggest you start out using auto white balance, but if your images are looking a little yellow or green, you can change the white balance. The goal is always to limit the amount of time you're spending in post. If you do things correctly while you're there, it'll make things go much faster when you're editing. Getting ready images are very important. The bride and groom are the priority, but it's a balance. You definitely want the majority of the images to be of them, but you don't want to forget everyone else. Use the getting ready time to take these detail shots of the rings. Don't lose them. This is really, really important. Be super careful. If you take the rings, just make sure you get them back to the bride or groom right away. But you can also use it to take pictures of the bouquets, the cake, the place setting, the exterior of the venue, the decorations, and of candid. You can get candids of the guests and vendors. My preference is to take the majority of the shots once they get dressed. A few in robes or whatever are okay, but it should be the minority and not the majority. So getting ready examples are hair and makeup, zipping, lacing, or buttoning the dress, the groom putting on a jacket, buttoning it, adjusting the cufflinks, adjusting the tie, looking in the mirror. Be sure to capture emotions. If you see someone getting emotional, whether it's smiling or getting a little teary-eyed, whatever's going on, grab that shot right then. Take close-up shots of the rings, shoes, jewelry, or anything else that the bride and groom will wear or something that's special to them. Feel free to ask to use all of those, collect them, style them, and most important, return them. It's okay to stage any of these getting ready shots. I usually do. I mean, I do take some that are live, but the one on the right, I asked, I believe this was one of the bridesmaids, to just zip up the back of her dress so I could get a shot of that. And it's perfectly fine to do that. And I'm going to conclude part 3 here.